that around 1100 candidates registered for this webinar, and we welcome all of you, our dear students, sir, madam, all of you, and hope that you will have a meaningful engagement during this webinar. Our Honorable Principal of Uluberia College, Dr. Devashish Pal, is out of the country at present, but he has sent his greetings for this webinar. We know the single most powerful asset we have is our mind. If trained well, it can create enormous wealth. We, teachers, are engaged in training the minds, and we create the real wealth. But at the same time, we all understand the physical wealth creation, and how it is being created. And throughout this seminar, our eminent speaker will elaborate the creation of wealth, especially in the level of personal finance and effect management. We welcome him also, sir, in our midst. At this moment, our IQAC coordinator of Uluberia College, Dr. Aditi Bhattacharya, patron of this webinar, will now share few words towards our participants. I request Madam to share your views on this seminar. Thank you. Over to Aditi, Madam. Please unmute, Aditi, Madam. Please unmute yourself.
Ma'am, your voice not is audible, ma'am. Ma'am, please unmute your audio option, sir. Ma'am, please unmute your audio option. No, ma'am, you are not audible, ma'am. So there is some technical issue from Aditya Bhattacharya ma'am side. So please continue because there is some technical issue from their side. Please, Dr. Urup Kumar sir, please unmute your audio option, sir, please.
You unmute yourself.
Oh, sorry. So there may be some technical issues from ma'am side. So we should proceed now. So I will request the eminent speaker shall to continue his session. Sir, are you there? Mr. Sabzal Ahmed,
Yes,
sir is there?
Yes. Yeah, sir. So our keynote speaker already joined the webinar, sir. Please.
Surjakanta sir, please continue.
Yeah. Good afternoon to all of you.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon.
Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
मेरी आवाज आ रही है आपको?
Sir, Dr.
Sir, clearly.
Yes, you are audible.
Sir, your face is not visible, sir. Dr. Urup Kumar, sir, your face is not visible. Please.
I am thankful to the Honorable Principal of the college and all faculty members and students who have taken effort, who have made efforts to organize this program in their college. Sonu ji, namaskar. I am also thankful to the core team of the organizers who have taken pain to organize this program for their faculty members and students. Respected Deepak Dada, I am personally thankful to you for giving me opportunity to be with you, all of you. But of course, through this platform only. But next time when situation normalizes, I would be very happy to be with you physically as well in your college at the first opportunity.
Sure, you are always welcome. You are always welcome. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Today, Deepak Dada has given me a topic of effective personal finance management and wealth creation. But before I start my session, my dear participants, I wish to mention here 2-3 things about the program itself. My dear participants, this program is from Association of Mutual Fund in India, which is Amfi, which is an apex body of mutual fund in India. But Deepak Dada, it is not a marketing event or a promotional event of mutual fund. I want to make it very clear to all the participants. This is purely an investor awareness program. And Aishwarya Kayal ma'am, there are 2 categories of investors. One category, Deepak Dada, who are already earning like you, who are those who are employed or working somewhere and getting some income. And the other category of investor is who are still students, not earning, but are going to earn, Arup Kumar sir, very soon. And I treat also them as potential investors. They are not earning today, but they are going to earn very soon. So my program will be focusing on both the categories of investors. One more thing I want to tell all the participants, since this program is for all of you, if you wish, particularly students, they can have one notebook and pen with them, and they can note down anything new idea or a new information which they might get in my information, in my session, which they can explore through Google and websites deeper into those aspects. And Deepak Dada, you will agree with me now, all of the information is available on the websites and Google. And your students, these programs are just to encourage them to go deeper into the subject, just to sensitize them, just to encourage them that there is no shortcut of wealth creation, Dada. We have to work hard. We have to work hard regularly. We have to work hard consistently for years together. Only then we can be prosper and create wealth. And lastly, I would be very happy, Deepak Dada, if more and more questions come from the participants, because that will be a reflection that the participants have taken interest into the subject and they have a lot of doubts and queries about the topic. So I will encourage all of you to kindly put your question in the chat box, and Deepak Dada and his team will take care of those questions when my session is over. I will answer all those questions. But when my session is over, we will make the town hall open. Anybody can just raise the hand and can directly ask the questions as well. So now I will try to make my session, Dada, as simple as I can. I will not make it a technical session flooded with a lot of financial jargons, which most of the people are not interested into. I will try to make it as simple as we are sitting in our home and drawing room and discussing this subject. And Dada, if there are any young faculty members from your side, can you make out Dr. Arpita Sarkar Datta or any other young faculty members are there? Or Mr. Partha Chattopadhyay? Because I want to make this session interactive. I want to keep telling your name. Don't take it otherwise that way. I want to keep telling your name again and again. And the purpose is very simple, that through you, I want to connect with all the participants. So, Aishwarya Kayal, can you tell me what is two most important thing money gives us? What money gives us? Why we are so passionate about the money? We always think about the money. We want more and money, and then more money. What is it? Why? Can you can you just point out two things which money gives us? Can you unmute yourself and answer the question? Anything, any idea in your mind? Mr. Sabdar, please unmute Ashwarya.
Ma'am, please unmute your ID option, ma'am. Please, you have already.
Or Dr. Arup Kumar Sharma can answer this question.
Yes. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yeah, tell me, what are the two main things money gives us?
Money gives certainty. That is in future. In future, we should be some certain income will be there, and there will be some certainty to make the livelihood easy.
Very right. You are very right. My dear participants, as Dr. Sarkar has just pointed out, money gives us two very important things, Dr. Sarkar, and to all the participants. Money gives us security, sir. Money gives us, when Mr. Arun Kumar Sarkar will have 100 crore in his bank account one day, definitely he will feel secure that now I have got a lot of money in my bank account. If anything happens to me or my family member, I will take care of those eventuality through money. Money takes care of our basic needs, roti, kapda, makan. Money takes care of our basic needs. But when our basic needs are met, Mr. Sarkar, we are not satisfied. Then we think other way. Then what we think? We start thinking about the comfort. We should have good house. We should have good things or all appliances at our home. That is very natural. We should have a good car. So after taking care of our basic needs, we think about the comfort. And Dada, when our basic comforts are met, or broadly comforts are met, that what we think? Then we think of luxuries. Sarkar Dada will think of having palatial house one day, a fancy car in front of his house, a chartered plane or chartered helicopter at his disposal. That is very natural. We will all think of that luxuries. So money gives us prosperity. Prosperity has three components. And Dada, as I just mentioned, money also gives us security. But very honestly speaking, Deepak Dada will agree with me. We will have security through money only when we have plenty of money. But unfortunately, Sarkar Sahab, when you were smiling when I mentioned that you will have 100 crore in your bank account, because we all know it very honestly that we wouldn't be having 100 crore in your bank account, at least through service or job. If you start some business or some startup, there is a possibility that you may have good money down the line after 15, 20 years. But in job, we will not be having that much of money. So Sarkar Sahab, the first and most important question comes before us: how a middle class, salary class person can develop security for himself and for his family. Because I feel, Sarkar sir, that security comes first. First, we think about security. I feel security of my family. That is very natural. Before prosperity, I should think about developing security for myself and for my family. And for security, my dear participants, I wish to request all of you, if you please note it down, if you want to note it down, we should develop three things in our life as early as we can. And Sarkar sir, that those three things will give you only security. Kindly mind it. It is not related to your prosperity. Prosperity aspect we will discuss afterwards. So first we are discussing about the security of myself and my family. How we can develop security? Yes, we all can develop security. The first thing we should do for security is every earning person, Mr. Sarkar, must have adequate life insurance cover. I have used two words here, Sarkar sir. Life insurance cover, but it has to be adequate. You might have taken life insurance cover of 5 lakh, 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, but that is grossly inadequate. It is not adequate. So kindly mind it, life insurance cover has to be adequate. So first we should understand why I should take life insurance cover. Naturally, this is the first question in my mind, Deepak Dada. why I should take life insurance cover? My dear Sarkar sir, you will agree with, sorry, I am taking your name again and again, but through you, I am connecting to all the participants. That's the only purpose. So, Mr. Sarkar, we take life insurance cover because we know it very well that life is pretty uncertain. Today we are okay. I am seeing each other. We are seeing each other, of course, through this form only. But what will happen tomorrow? Are you sure, sir? Nobody is sure. Life will go on for 100 years. That is a different story. But anything can happen tomorrow. That is why, to overcome that uncertainty in life, that if I am, and more particularly, Sarkar sir, when I am the sole earner in the family, I am the only person earning for the whole family, then it becomes more pertinent that everything on going very well. My kids are getting education, family is going very well, everything. But if I am not available to them tomorrow, what will happen to my family? How they will survive? How they will manage their monthly expenses? How the education of the children will be taken care of? These are the very important things we should think. And to overcome those uncertainties, we take life insurance cover. Because in case something happens to me, at least my family should not have financial problem. Of course, they will have emotional problem. They will have social problems in my absence. But at least that financial problem not be before, because they will not be at least bothered about how they manage their monthly expenses now, how the education of children is to be taken care of. That is why we take life insurance cover. But unfortunately, Deepak Dada, you will agree with me that in our times we had taken life insurance cover. That was a token only, 5 lakh, 10 lakhs, hardly 5, even 10 lakhs was a very big amount at that time when Deepak Dada started his career. But because at that time, Mr. Sarkar, there were only 2 insurance products were available, money back and endowment. But now you are very lucky, Mr. Sarkar, a genuine insurance product is available in the market, wherein you can get adequate life insurance cover by paying a very small amount every month. And the product name, if you wish to note it down, the product name is term insurance, TERM, term insurance. Term insurance, Deepak Dada, is a pure insurance product where a person can take adequate, if a person is of the age of 25 to 30 years, Mr. Sarkar, he or she can take a life insurance cover of 1 crore rupees by paying hardly an amount of 500 or 600 rupees per month, which they can afford. But if you go for the money back and endowment life insurance cover, your premium will run into thousands of rupees, Deepak Dada, and most of us would not be able to take adequate life insurance cover. And what is the definition of adequate life insurance cover, Dada? Mr. Sarkar, a simple formula I am sharing with you. Your life insurance cover should be minimum 10 times of your annual income. Suppose your annual income is 20 lakhs. Then ideally speaking, you should have a life insurance cover of not less than 2 crore rupees. Ideally, you can take a life insurance cover of 15 times or 20 times even. But the minimum life insurance cover you should have is 10 times of your annual income. And here again, the rule is very simple with regard to life insurance cover, Deepak Dada, that early you take, lesser will be the premium. So kindly don't keep deferring the decision of taking life insurance cover, because normally, typically what happens, Sarkar sir, when we are young, Arey Baba chodo na, why we should take life insurance cover? I am hell and healthy. I am going on very well. You are right. But then life is pretty uncertain. Kindly always remember this. You are hell and healthy, but still some disease may have cropped in, some accident may happen. Anything can happen to me tomorrow. That is why please take adequate life insurance cover, more particularly when you are the sole earner in the family. This is the first request I want to make all the participants. Even students, they should understand when they start earning, they should take life insurance cover. And one more thing I want to make to clear to all the participants, Sarkar sir. Unfortunately, in India, insurance products are also being sold as investment product, which they are not. Keep insurance and investment separate. Don't mix them. Of course, agent will come and give you a very rosy picture. Sir, if you survive, you will get this much of money. If you die, your family will get this much of money. This is all bogus. I am using the word bogus in the sense that they are getting a huge commission on your insurance premium. That is why they will not sell you term insurance. They will always tell you money back and endowment. But I don't have any business interest. That is why I am telling all of you, please take term insurance, adequate term insurance, and don't keep it deferring. This is the first request I want to make all of you. Second request, my dear participants, every individual and family, Sarkar sir, must have adequate health insurance cover. And normally people get confused, Deepak Dada. When I have taken life insurance cover, why I should take health insurance cover? But my dear participants, both are different products, totally different products, and both serve different purposes in our life. So kindly don't mix with the health insurance cover and life insurance cover. You must take life insurance cover, Mr. Sarkar. At the same time, you must also take health insurance cover. And what is the purpose of health insurance cover? That in case some medical emergency arises all of a sudden, I met with an accident or a serious disease comes in my body, then I will have to rush to the best hospital. And Sarkar sir, you know it very well. Unfortunately, our governmental health system is not up to mark. Unfortunately, even after 70 years, 75 years, our government, we will not like to go to the government hospital because of the pathetic conditions there. Then where we will be going? We will be forced to go to the private hospitals. But Sarkar sir, in private hospital, problem is of different magnitude. Their charges are exorbitant. If you go to some private hospital on some medical emergency and remain there hospitalized for 5 days or 10 days, Sarkar sir, they may raise a bill of more than 10 lakhs, 7 lakhs, 10 lakhs. From where that money will come? If we don't have health insurance cover, because we can't compromise on the quality of the treatment. Definitely, we would like to get the best treatment. That is why I am requesting all of you, kindly take adequate health insurance cover. And the purpose is very simple, that in case some medical emergency or accident, you will definitely be forced to go to the private hospital. But in that scenario, all expenses of the hospital will be directly paid by the insurance company to the hospital. And you will not be required to pay anything. You will go into the best hospital, getting best treatment, coming home recovered without paying anything. That is the purpose of health insurance cover. And nowadays, a very good health insurance product is available in the market, Mr. Sarkar. The name of that product is Floater Health Insurance, FLOATER, Floater Health Insurance. And it is also called Umbrella Health Insurance cover. In this, the uniqueness is this, Sarkar sir, that in case I get this health insurance, I have got the liberty and leverage to include the name of my wife, name of my children, and name of even my parents. So in one health insurance policy, all my family members are covered. And if anything happens to any member of the family, we can go to the best hospital, get the best treatment, come home recovered without paying anything. So please, and this has again to be adequate. If you are in a good metro city, then your family should have life insurance cover of not less than 25 to 30 lakhs. But if you are in a 2-tier or 3-tier cities, you can take life insurance cover of the family of the order of 15 lakhs or so. So please take health insurance cover as early as you can. And for both life insurance cover premium and health insurance premium, Mr. Sarkar, we get income tax deduction also. But that is an incidental benefit only. Please mind it. The purpose of the life insurance cover and health insurance cover is much bigger than, of course, you should take income tax deduction benefit that we should take. But the purpose is bigger than income tax deduction. So please take adequate life insurance cover and adequate health insurance cover for the whole family. The third and last thing I want to tell all of you, And before that, I just want to ask you one question, Dr. Sarkar. Is your government college or your private college?
It is a government college, sir. It is a government college.
Very right, Sarkar sir. Sarkar sir, then you are very lucky. Your job continued during pandemic. You continue to get salary, honestly speaking. But at the same time, you are aware that lakhs of people had lost their job.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
Lakhs of people have got substantial reduction in their income or salaries. Businesses were closed. Professions were closed for almost 2 years. Almost 2 years. And those who were not in government job had passed through a very, very, very tough time. We all know. Because of this pandemic and corona. And Sarkar sir, this corona has not yet gone. It is still there. Newer and newer viruses are coming every day.
Yes.
So what I want to request all of you, every family must have an emergency fund of around 4 to 5 lakhs. Why? That in case in future this corona comes again or a new disease comes again in a new form, at least I should have a buffer money of around 1 year expenses, so that I can manage my family monthly expenses for 1 year, even when I lose my job or there is reduction in my salary. So my family should not face such financial stress which they felt at the time of first or second wave of corona. For that purpose, I am requesting all families must have an emergency fund of around 4 to 5 lakhs. And Dr. Sarkar, 4 to 5 lakhs is not a small amount for all of us. You will appreciate it. It is a reasonable amount. But we can develop this amount, this corpus over a period of time, slowly, in 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years. But once you have that corpus in your hand, you have to make a promise with yourself, taking your family into confidence that we will never use this emergency fund for any other purpose except emergencies on the family. That commitment has, otherwise temptation will always be there, Mr. Sarkar. When you have a 5 lakh rupees in your emergency fund, your family will force you to go on vacation. Your family might force you to go on some celebration. That is very natural. But no, we have to make commitment. No, Baba, no, never. This fund is only for emergencies in the family. And I am not saying that you should keep that 4 or 5 lakhs in cash at home. No, better you do it in bank FD, which you can withdraw at any time, and you will get reasonable return in between also. So third thing I want to tell all of you is, please develop an emergency fund of around 4 to 5 lakhs for the family. And these 3 things, I again repeat: adequate life insurance cover, adequate health insurance cover, an emergency fund of around 5 lakhs will give you security. We will feel secure now, no problem. If anything happens to us, at least my family will not face any such financial hardship. So please develop security first. And once we develop security, Sarkar sir, then we must naturally think about the prosperity. Naturally, that is very natural. So I again repeat here, security should come first. And we should first develop security, then we should think about the prosperity. Now, regarding prosperity, I just ask a very simple question, Sarkar sir. What is the main source of money for all of us, particularly service class people? What is the main source of money? Can you tell me?
Salary income. Salary.
Absolutely. For most of us, those who are in jobs, salary is the main source of income. And Sarkar sir, what we do with the salary? A majority of our salary goes into taking care of our monthly expenses. Majority of it, maybe 60%, maybe 70%, maybe 80%, maybe 50%. But a majority of our salary goes into taking care of our monthly expenses. But Sarkar sir, Deepak Dada knows it very well. We Indians have a typical DNA with all of us. And what is that? Every Indian try to take away some money out of their regular income which they don't spend. Otherwise, they have temptation to spend all the money. But we all sincerely try Even a person who is earning 10,000 rupees, my dear friends, he or she will try to take away 500 rupees or 7. They will sincerely try to take away that money out of their income, which they don't spend. And the money which we don't spend out of our regular income, Mr. Sarkar, what we call it? We call it savings. We call it savings. इसे हम बचत कहते हैं. And we are all savers. हर आदमी को Indians, and Deepak Dada knows it very well. Indians are still one of the best savers in the world. And that is in our blood. It is nothing new. It is in our blood. For centuries together, this thing has come in our mind and body that we should save. And why we save? Why we save, Sarkar sir? Can you give me the answer? Because we know it very well that our future income will not be sufficient to take care of our all needs and desires. That is why we save. If somebody give you a promise to Mr. Sarkar that you will earn a very good amount and that amount will be sufficient, then I think Mr. Sarkar will not save. But that is not the case with middle class, salary class person. That is why we save. So we are all savers. Then what we do with the saving? What we do with the so with regard to saving, I want to tell two things to the participants, Mr. Sarkar. We are savers. Deepak Dada knows it very well. We are all savers. We do save the money. But unfortunately, Mr. Sarkar, we are casual about saving. Casual in the sense that this month, Mr. Sarkar might be saving 10,000. Next month, it might be 8,000. Third month, it might be 12,000. Fourth month, it might be even 5,000. So we are not regular in the saving. But what my request to all of you, particularly young participants, please identify an amount of saving which you can comfortably do out of your income. And Sarkar sir, I am not prescribing anything that you should save 20%, 30%. This is what I am prescribing it. You decide it. I am leaving it to you. Suppose Mr. Sarkar says that his monthly salary is 50,000 and his monthly expenses are around 40,000. Then what you are indirectly saying, Sarkar sir, that you can save 10,000. Then my request is very simple but emphatic, Mr. Sarkar. Please save this 10,000 every month without fail. This commitment and this discipline has to be there. And Sarkar sir, I know it is not easy. It is not easy. It is tough, but at the same time, it is not impossible. It is possible, provided we commit ourselves. Provided we make it a habit that come what may, I will save this amount every month. This commitment and discipline has to be there. And it can be developed slowly and slowly, my dear friends. It will not happen today. But you start committing yourself. Come what may, I will save this amount. Then religiously save that amount every month. Over a period of time, you will feel, now it is in your blood, it is in your habit, then you will definitely keep saving that amount. The first thing is, please identify an amount and then keep saving that amount every month religiously. Second request I want to make all of you is, please keep increasing your saving minimum by 10% every year. And Sarkar sir, it is also possible. How? We get increment, we get DNS allowance, we get some newer allowances. On in between, Mr. Sarkar will also get promotion. He will get promoted from a assistant professor to associate professor, then professor. Then someday, of course, he will be principal of the college, definitely. So our income keep increasing. So with the increase in income, every year we must increase our saving. And ideally, it should be 10% every year. So suppose Sarkar sir, this year, suppose you are saving 10,000 a month, then next year it should be 11,000 a month. And third year, it should be 12,100. Again, I am telling you, it is not an easy task, but it is not an impossible task. But my dear friends, for getting bigger things, you have to sacrifice big. You have to commit yourself. You have to make yourself under discipline. And you can do it, I promise you, provided you commit yourself. Provided you develop a habit of it, that come what may, I will save this amount. I will keep increasing the savings. So please, two things always keep, because these two things, Mr. Sarkar, might look very damn easy. But I can promise with all of you, These two things are going to change your life forever. In future, at least, you will have least financial problem. Now, the next question arises, of course, now we are saving and we will keep increasing or saving every year. That is okay. The next question is, Deepak Dada, what we do with the savings which we are making every month? What do we do? There are two options, Mr. Sarkar. One option is, I am religiously saving a particular amount every month. But what foolishly I am doing, I am taking away that money in my bank account where I get my salary, counting it, feel happy and keeping cash at home every month. A few people might be doing it, or just leaving that amount in the bank account. My dear participant, if, and of course, Deepak Dada is smiling and Mr. Sarkar too is smiling, because what I want to emphasize here, Mr. Sarkar, if any of the participant is thinking of this practice, please stop it at once forever. Never, never, never put your savings into a currency at home or leave it bank account. And if you are doing this, then better not to save, you enjoy with your money. Naturally, then the second question, what is the second option? Yes, my dear friends, there is another option. And the option is, whatever I am saving, I am putting that saving amount through a process, number one, into acquisition of some assets, value of which will increase in future, and putting my savings into some financial instrument which will give us periodical and regular return in future. And the process, Deepak Dada knows it very well, and the process of putting our savings into some asset or in some finance instrument, Sarkar sir, it is known as investment. It is known as investment. So we have to be not only saver, but we also have to be investor. Because if you save and don't invest, then better not to save. What for you are saving for? So you have to save and you have to invest. And normally, Sarkar sir, we all do like this only. You must be saving some amount and you must be putting your saving into some instruments. Definitely, we all are doing it. So by normally speaking, we are all savers and investors. And even students, when they start earning, they will be savers and investors. So my dear participants, saving is the first step, investment is the second step. And they are both complement to each other. Because if you don't save, what you will invest? And if you invest, where is the money to save? So first you have to save. Of course, saving is the first step and investment is the second step. And so we have, because my dear participant must understand, wealth will be created only by investment, not by saving. So the Deepak Dada, it is a precondition for you that you should invest your savings. You have to be investor. So we are all investors. But unfortunately, I don't know whether Sarkar sir will agree with me, or Deepak Dada, I don't know, might not be agree with me. Unfortunately, most of the middle class, salary class person, Deepak Dada, particularly of our generation, most of us have remained sheer money accumulators in their life. We have not become wealth creators. It is an unfortunate state of affair for most of the middle class, salary class person, that we just remain money accumulators. We don't become wealth creators. And my dear participants, please, I again say with emphasis, your prosperity will come not through money accumulation, but only through wealth creation. So you have to be wealth creator. You should not be a money accumulator. So just to make you understand what is the difference between money accumulation and wealth creation, Sarkar sir, I just take a very simple example. And again, I'm taking your name in this example. Please permit me. And the example is very simple. I have taken an example, Deepak Dada, of bank FD, bank fixed deposit. Why I have taken? Because even your students are aware about bank FD. They might not have done bank FD, but their parents must have done bank FD. So they are aware about the bank FD. So Suppose, Sarkar sir, you have got 1 lakh rupees with you. Of course, you have much more than 1 lakh rupees, but just for example's sake, you have got 1 lakh rupees with you, and you go for 1 year bank FD with a good bank. And Sarkar sir, you will agree with me that the present rate of interest is around 6%, 5.5%. Take it 6%. So, Deepak Dada, Mr. Sarkar goes for a 1 year bank FD with a good bank. After 1 year, when myself and Deepak Dada met Mr. Sarkar and just asked you what happened to your FD, Mr. Sarkar is very happy. He says he has earned 6,000 rupees as bank interest on the FD. Am I right, sir? And you are happy. And you are happy. You earned 6,000 rupees and you are happy. When I just ask you, Sarkar sir, are you right? You might get annoyed. Sir, what is wrong with you asking this question? You can see my passbook. I have got bank entry of 6,000 bank interest income and my money has been given back by the bank. So you are absolutely right. But Sarkar sir, you are right, but you are not right. Kindly understand this thing very, very carefully. Please, all participants, I want your attention on this. Mr. Sarkar is right, but he is not right. Why? He is right because he got 6,000 rupees as bank interest income. But Mr. Sarkar, that 6,000 is your notional return, notional income only. Mind it. Because there are two factors which we must not ignore while analyzing return on our investment. And what these factors are? Mr. Partha Chattopadhyay, first is inflation. And second one is taxability on income. Most of the income are taxable, except few exceptions are there. So first factor, Mr. Sarkar, is inflation. And what is inflation? Inflation is nothing, simply speaking, inflation is nothing, Deepak Dada knows it very well. Inflation is nothing but increase in the prices of goods, item or services over a period of time. It is inflation. Am I right, sir? Simply speaking, this is inflation. For last year, when Mr. Sarkar was going for bank FD, instead of going for bank FD, had Mr. Sarkar purchased some goods or items, or might have availed some services from 1 lakh rupees. Mr. Sarkar, would you be able to purchase same items, same goods or same services after 1 year at 1 lakh rupees? Would it be possible for you? It is not. It will. We all know, Deepak Dada knows, and we all student participants know, it will not be possible. Why? Because the prices of those items and goods have increased. Suppose, Sarkar sir, the inflation rate has been 5%. Suppose. What does it mean? It simply means that last year, when Mr. Sarkar was going for bank FD, instead of going for bank FD, had he purchased some item, goods or services, after 1 year, for the same goods, same item and same services, Mr. Sarkar will need to pay 1,05,000 rupees, not 1 lakh. Am I right, sir? Because inflation has been right. Now, Dr. Sarkar has given me yes, but now I want to tell you one thing, sir. You see the proposition. Out of 6,000 you earned, in reality, out of 6,000, 5,000 has been eaten by the inflation. Out of 6,000, 5,000 has been eaten by the inflation, but there is still remain 1,000, and Mr. Sarkar is still happy that he has got 1,000 rupees still. No, sir. There is another factor. Most of the income are taxable under Income Tax Act and returns. And Deepak Dada knows it very well that on FD interest, you have to pay income tax as per your slab. Dada, mind it. There is no concession on it. 10,000 you get bank interest concession, that is on saving bank account only, not on FD. Mind it. On FD, you have to pay income tax as per your slab. So suppose, Mr. Sarkar, you are in the under 20% slab, income tax slab. So what does it mean? That Mr. Sarkar will need to pay 20% on 6,000 as income tax as well. And Deepak Dada, in our times, we used to avoid such, chodo na, who will come from income tax department to collect that income tax. But now, Sarkar sir, because of technology, your information is automatically available with the income tax department. Now you can't avoid, there is no excuse. you have to pay income tax. So on 6,000, 20% income tax, what is comes? 1,200 rupees. So now you see the proposition, my dear Sarkar sir. You are very happy when you earn 6,000 as bank interest income. But Deepak Dada, out of 6,000, 5,000 has been eaten by the inflation, and Mr. Sarkar has to pay 1,200 rupees as income tax. Did you get anything, sir? In reality, nothing. Rather, 200 rupees has gone out of your pocket. And unfortunately, Deepak Dada, most of our investments are like this only. But you, Mr. Sarkar, you are young, and I am addressing to all young participants. Please do consider that you should not feel happy on the notional return. And you must strive for some real return on your investment. And what is the formula of real return? If you note it down, want to note it down, please note it down. Real return equal to notional return, that is 6,000, minus inflation, minus tax liability. So in this scenario, Sarkar sir, you got nothing. But suppose, next presumption we are making, suppose the interest rate is 8%. Suppose. In that scenario, Mr. Sarkar will get 8,000 as interest income. Again, keeping inflation at 5%, so out of 8,000, 5,000 will be eaten by the inflation. There remain 3,000. Out of 8,000, you will need to pay 20% income tax for 8,000. So 20% of 8,000 is 1,600. So even after paying income tax, Mr. Sarkar, there remains 1,400. That 1,400 is your real return. And my dear participants, I again repeat, you have to earn some real return on your investments, because only through real return, Deepak Dada, wealth will be created, not through notional return. So if you are satisfied with the notional return, you are befooling yourself, very honestly speaking. Be alert, be aware. I am encouraging all young investors like Mr. Sarkar. Please be attentive that you must earn some real return on your all your investments. And if you are not earning your real return on investment, better shift those investments to other products. So real return is the crux, mind it, for your wealth creation, not the notional return. Now the next question arises, Mr. Sarkar, why we are satisfied with the real return or notional return only? Why we don't think about the, why most of the middle class, salary class person are not seriously thinking about the real return? What is the reason? Yes. There is a reason, Sarkar sir, and reason is very deep rooted in our mind. The reason is not outside somewhere. The reason lies in our mind. And the reason is that most of the middle class, salary class person, Deepak Dada, most of the middle class, salary class person don't want to take a risk. Arey Baba, no risk. Nahi Baba. No, we don't want to take any risk. But my dear participant, young participant like the Sarkar, you must understand and appreciate that in investment, risk is there, whether you accept it or not. In life also, Mr. Sarkar, risk is there. In investment also, risk is there. So please accept honestly that in investment, risk is there. You should, risk is simply speaking, what is risk? Risk simply speaking that I invested some money and I lost that money. That is a risk. Or I invested some money or my money got reduced. That is also a risk. And third risk, my dear Sarkar sir, not earning any real return on investment is also a risk. Because then what for you are investing? So please accept that risk is there in most of the investment. Because once you accept, then there is a possibility that you will think how to manage my risk, how to minimize my risk. Please, because if you don't accept, then you will not think about managing your risk, about minimizing your risk. But once you accept, then naturally the next question will be in your mind, how I can manage my risk, how I can minimize my risk. Yes, my dear friends, you can manage your risk and you can minimize your risk by practicing a very simple two-word formula I am sharing with all of you. Very simple two-word formula. Sarkar Dada might laugh at me. What simple thing you are telling to us, all of us, sir. But I am trying to make the investment metrics simple for the participants. Yes, we can, Deepak Dada, risk is there, but we can manage your risk. We can minimize your risk by practicing this two-word formula. And what is the formula, Dada? Only two-word formula. Think, understand and invest. सोच कर, समझ कर, निवेश कर. Think, understand and invest. And Jagabandhu sir, I have used only two words. First word is think. What we have to think? Two things about ourselves. We have to think two things about ourselves. The first thing is, what is my risk appetite? What is my risk-taking capacity? What is my risk tolerance? How much risk I can take? And my dear participant, please understand, every individual has got different risk appetite. Sarkar sir has got different one, Deepak Dada has got different one, and other, I can see students, but if other faculty members have got different risk, because our income is different, our family obligations are different, our social structure is different, our born and brought up is different, everything is different. So Sarkar sir, you have got different risk appetite, Mr. and Deepak Dada has got different one. But one blunder or rather mistake we all do, Deepak Dada. We follow others while taking our investment decisions. This is a blunder we all do. Why? Why I am putting this as a blunder? Because suppose Deepak Dada is a very smart investor. You know him. Deepak Dada knows much about the investment. And one fine morning you go to his room and he's filling some application form. You just ask Deepak Dada, Dada, what you are doing? He says, I am putting some money in my investment product. It's a very good product. What temptation you will get? Deepak Dada is a very smart investor. Where he is investing must be a good product. So I should also invest. This blunder we all do, my dear friends. But what I want to tell you, Deepak Dada has got different risk appetite. Mr. Sarkar has got different. So why you should follow Deepak Dada for investment? Never, never, never. Because Deepak Dada might be a conservative investor and you are an aggressive investor because of your age. So that product might be good for the Deepak Dada, but it is not good for you. So please understand, your risk appetite is different and you must invest your money according to your risk appetite only. Don't follow others. Never, never, never. And one more thing, Mr. Sarkar, I want to tell you here, that even your risk appetite keep changing with the age. It is not a stagnant, it is not a permanent straight line method. No, when you are young, you can take high risk. When you are mature, your risk appetite has become lesser. And when you are crossed 55 or 60, your risk-taking capacity just becomes zero. So in your case, even the individual case, your risk appetite will keep changing. So in my session, I keep encouraging people like you, Mr. Sarkar, those who are young, those who are between 25 to 40, my dear participants, those who are young, this is the golden period of your life. Mr. Sarkar, you minded, this is the golden period of your life. Why? Because on the first hand, you will start earning. But on the second hand, your liabilities are relatively lesser. You are not married or even married, no children, or even children, very small kids are there. So you can save more. You can save more. And you must save more as much you can, you should do it in this phase of life. Secondly, you can take risk and you should take risk. Rather, I encourage you to take risk. Why? I am not encouraging Deepak Dada to take risk only because of age, Deepak Dada. but I am encouraging you to take risk. Why? Because suppose something goes wrong with your investment decision, maybe, okay, let it be. You can rectify that investment decision by taking corrective steps in future, because you have got time with you. You still have got 30-40 years to go, which Deepak Dada doesn't have, which I don't have. So in your age, you must take risk, but that risk has to be calculated, my dear friend. It should not be a blind risk. And calculated simply means risk as per your risk appetite. And the second thing about you think about yourself is your time horizon of investment. And Sarkar sir, it is also equally important, but normally middle class, salary class person hardly give any importance to this aspect of investment. Because what typically happens with all of us, when I get the money, I invest it. When I get the money, I invest it. No. Why? Because you will need money not in one go in your life, sir. You will need money at many intervals for many milestones in your life. So you should invest in such a fashion, in such a manner that you should have money when you need it. So your time horizon is also very critical in investment decision. And for that, Sarkar sir, I want to make a request to you particularly, and those young people like you, not Deepak Dada, but people like young people like you, and students should also understand it. Next Sunday, Sarkar sir, I want 1 hour of yours. I hope you will give me. Don't worry, I am not coming to your home, but still I want 1 hour from your side. Next Sunday, please request all your family members to be with you. Request all your family members to be with you. Then take a paper and one pen. On the paper, make 3 columns. First column, second column, and third column. In the first column, you please jot down what are the milestones in your life. What are the important events going to happen in your life? And normally speaking, what are the milestones in your middle class, salary class life? Mr. Sarkar, the first milestone is marriage. Marriage is the first milestone. After that, birth of the children, celebration, naturally second milestone. Third milestone, purchasing or acquisition of our own house. It is a very natural that every family will need to have their own house if they don't have so far. Then purchase of the 4-wheeler is again a good milestone. Those who don't have 4-wheeler. Then admission of the children in a good public school is another milestone afterwards. Then nowadays one new milestone has entered in your life, Mr. Sarkar, which was not in my time at least, but now it is in your life. What is that? Vacations. Every family wants to go on vacation. Your family will keep forcing you. Why you are remaining here only? Go to the Gujarat, go to Rajasthan, go to Tamil Nadu. And why confined to India only? Go beyond country also. Go to Switzerland, go to USA. That is very natural. That is every family. So vacation has also become very important milestone nowadays. Then after some year, your children are grown up. Then the most important milestone will come in your life. That is higher education and professional education of children. That is very natural, very important milestone. And once their education is over, marriage of the children, then next thing you will think of. And lastly, Dada, living in retirement life. That is equally very most important. I don't know whether you have pension or not, because now pension is not available to those people who have joined after 2004. So are you lucky enough to get pension?
Yes, sir, in West Bengal. Now, still it is there in West Bengal.
Very
Pension
right.
is there.
Very right. So but most of the people don't have pension now. Most of them. So retirement life is also very important milestone. So in the first column, you please jot down the milestones in your life. And Sarkar sir, I am giving you leverage. Whatever you want, you can add on, which I might have not included in your. In the second column, against each milestone, start putting the period when this is likely to happen. Again, idea only, no precise. Suppose somebody said, I am not married. I am likely to be married after 2 years. Put it 2 years against marriage. Likewise, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, putting a period like this. In the third column, which is very important, now start putting the money you will need for each milestone. Suppose you say that you are not married, but likely to be married after 2 years, and all expenses of the marriage will be taken care of by your parent, but still honeymoon package will have to be purchased by you. And suppose that package is 5 lakhs, put it 5 lakhs against marriage. But Sarkar sir minded, it will not be 5 lakhs. You are thinking it will be 5 lakhs after 2 years. But when you will go for actual honeymoon package after 2 years, it might increase to 5.50 lakhs because of inflation. So please starting factoring in inflation also while putting the money against each milestone. Two important things I want to mention here to all the participants. Please understand it very carefully. Sarkar sir, a good management MBA degree from a good management institute now cost around 20 lakhs, including everything, hostel, communication, include everything. It will be around 20 lakhs today. But Sarkar sir, when your children will be going for higher education after 25 years, have you imagined what it will cost you per child? Have you ever imagined? The MBA degree, which is costing today around 20 lakhs, will cost you not less than 2 crore rupees because of inflation per child. And suppose you have got 2 children, then you will need not less than 4 crore rupees only for the higher education of the children. Likewise, for marriage also again not less than 1 crore rupees after 25 years. And last thing is retirement plan. And suppose people don't have pension. Suppose in that scenario, what typically happens? No pension, no regular income after retirement. How they survive? What they typically do? They will accumulate good amount for the retirement life, and they will include all their superannuation benefit into that corpus and develop a good corpus. That is a normal thinking. And deposit somewhere, invest somewhere, get some regular return, and they will survive. This is the normal course of living retirement life. Suppose, Mr. Sarkar, your age is 30 and you don't have pension. And you say that today you are at 30 and you say that your monthly expenses are around 30,000. You can manage your monthly affairs with 30,000. Mr. Sarkar, when you become 60 after 30 years, mind it, when you become 60 after 30 years, can you imagine what money you will need for every monthly expenses? It will be not less than 2 lakh rupees. Because of inflation, today you are managing with 30,000. The 30,000 will shot up to 2 lakhs rupees per month after when you become 60. So 2 lakh rupees per month simply means almost 25 lakhs per year. 24-25 years lakhs per year. So how much retirement corpus you should develop? A thumb rule is there. And thumb rule is that your retirement corpus should be minimum 20 times of your monthly expense, of your annual expenses. Suppose your annual expenses at that time is 25 lakhs. Multiply it by 20. What it becomes, sir? 5 crore rupees. So those who don't have pension will need to develop a retirement corpus of not less than 5 crore rupees for living retirement. And nowadays, one more phenomena has been developed. Mr. Sarkar, you will agree with. Average age of Indians are increasing like anything. Now, normally people live up to 80, 85, even 90. So, even after retirement, you will have to live 20-25 years. So, at the age of 60, you might need 2 lakhs rupees per month. But at the age of 70, my dear friends, you might need 3 lakh rupees per month. And at the age of 40, you might need 4 lakh rupees per month because of inflation. From where that money will come? So put it 5 crore rupees against retirement. Now I want to make you scary, sir. All the participants, please make the total of the last column. And Sarkar, sir, you might get scary. A normal middle class, salary class person who is around 30 today will need around 10 to 12 crore rupees for their milestones only. 10 to, and I'm excluding the monthly expenditure from 30 years to 60 years. that I have excluded. Only for milestone, you will need around 10 to 12 crore rupees. From where that money will come? Sarkar sir might be very lucky going to KBC Abhita Bachchan show, winning 7 crore rupees. But then how many of us will win? 1, 2, or maximum 2, 3. What about the lakhs of other people like you and me? Yes, now I want to give confidence to all of you. You all can have 10 to 12 crore rupees in for your milestone, provided, my dear participant, you start seriously working on your savings and investment right from the day you start working. That is a must. And you should be very alert about the real return on your investment. You should keep analyzing your return. And Sarkar sir, the chart which we have just prepared, first column, second column, and third column, what it is called? It is called financial plan. And I request all of you, every family must have their financial plan. Every family. And preparing financial plan is not a rocket science, sir. It is not a rocket science at all. You all can have your financial plan by putting together your all members of family, discussing everything and then making a chart. So please do have a financial plan of your family. Because financial plan, once you have financial plan, Sarkar sir, now the targets and the objects are very clear what money you will need at what time. So your investment should be accordingly made. That suppose after 10 years you need 5 lakhs. Okay. One of your investment should be that you should have 5 lakhs after 10 years. For your retirement plan, you will need 5 crore. So you should think that you should start working on retirement plan right from today. So financial plan is a must for all the family members. So the second thing I have told about thinking yourself is have your financial plan. Time horizon of investment is equally important. And the second word I had used, Mr. Sarkar, was understand. We have to understand very carefully where we are investing. Whether it broadly matches with my risk appetite. Because every investment product, my dear participant, is good. But it should be suitable for my requirements as per my risk appetite. Otherwise, it is not good for me. It may be good for others, but it might not be good for me. So please do understand that time horizon of investment, understand the product is very important. And one more important thing about investment is, my dear participant, and that is the 8th wonder of the world, Deepak Dada, and that is rule of compounding. Rule of compounding is 8th wonder of the world. And what is rule of compounding in investment? Deepak Dada, simply speaking, you have to make a promise with yourself. Simply, you have to make a promise with yourself that you will never, never, never use the income or return on your investment for your consumption, for your celebration, or for your family affairs. What you will simply do, whenever you get any return or income on your investment, you will simply club those return or income with your regular investment and reinvest it. I know, Dada, it is easy to say, but it is tough to practice. But if you practice it, and I know we have to be tough as far as the prosperity is concerned, because prosperity we have to earn. Dada, it will not come from sky on us. We have to earn our prosperity. And for earning prosperity, we have to be disciplined. We have to be consistent. We have to be regular. So, rule of compounding will give you immense benefit if you follow it religiously in your investment decision. And if you practice rule of compounding in your life, Dada, I can promise you down the line, Aishwarya, after 15, 20 years, you will be happily surprised that your return portion has become much, much greater than your original investment. But Sarkar sir, it will not happen today. It will not happen tomorrow. It will take time. It will be happening after 15, 20 years. So please follow rule of compounding. So what so far we have discussed? First, we have discussed about the importance of saving. then conversion of saving into investment, then earning real return on investment, then risk management, then time horizon of investment, then financial plan, and lastly, rule of compounding. And Deepak Dada might not be happy with me because I have taken much of your time in such very simple things. But Dada, I feel these are most important investment metrics which we must understand to be a successful investor. Lastly, 15 minutes, as Sarkar said, we will discuss what are the products available for all of us for investment, because that is equally important. We should know what are the products available for all of us. And the first product category available for all of us, Sarkar sir, is governmental small saving scheme. Government of India has got some more governmental small saving scheme. And the first and foremost scheme I want to recommend to all of you, I don't know whether Deepak Dada must have that taken part in that scheme. But if Mr. Sarkar, you have not opened that account in that scheme, you have missed something. You must open that account as early as you can. And the scheme name is Public Provident Fund Account, PPF. I think you have done it. PPF, Deepak Dada, is one of the most I feel secured and relatively rewarding scheme for the middle class, salary class person. Even today, this scheme is giving a return of 7.10% return. Minimum amount you can invest it 500 rupees a month. Maximum you can invest it 1.50 lakhs per month. The scheme is for 15 years, Mr. Sarkar. But it can be extended for a period of 5 years, then 5 years, then 5 years. So please don't stop that scheme unless you need the money. And two very small things I want to tell you about this scheme is, if possible, Mr. Sarkar, next year, when the new financial year starts in April, please try to deposit 1.50, which is the maximum limit, in the PPF account before 5th of April, if possible. Why? Because you will earn interest for the whole year. But suppose it is not possible, you say, I don't have 1.5 lakhs at one, okay, then take very small precaution. Whenever you deposit money in PPF account, it should be before 5th of every month. Why? Because if you deposit after 5th, you will not get the interest for that month. Mind it. You deposit the money, you didn't get the interest. So why? What for? So please, because these are very small things, but the return, it will magnify your return in the longer run. So PPF, Public Provident Fund Account, is a very good proposition. It is a Government of India scheme. And Dada, it is a triple scheme, exempt, no tax at any level. And even you can legally open an account of your wife even when he is not working. Even when she is not working, you can open a PPF account in your children's name. Because since there is no tax, no problem at all. You can gift the PPF account money to your wife every year. There will be no tax at all. So you can have multiple PPF accounts, because PPF account will always be individual accounts. It will never be a joint account. After that, next scheme is National Savings Certificate, NSC. I don't have time, so I will not give detail, but you can explore the details or you get the details from the website. Third one is Kisan Vikas Patra. Fourth one is governmental securities. Sarkar sir, we can also invest. Government also keep taking loan from the public. And recently, RBI has started a portal. Name of the portal, Aishwarya, is RBI Retail Central. RBI Retail Center. You can go through that portal, register yourself, and then you can start depositing a small amount for government security. That is also an option for you. Then RBI also keep issuing, Mr. Sarkar, taxable and tax-free bond to the public, which we can also subscribe and we can also make investment. Floating rate investment board bonds are also being issued by RBI. And lastly, Mr. Sarkar, Government of India has started a new channel, that is Bharat Bond 1 and Bharat Bond 2. That is basically for Government of India undertaking loans from the public. So you can also invest in Bharat Bond 1 and Bharat Bond 2. All these schemes are under the umbrella of governmental small savings scheme. And what is the beauty of all these things, Mr. Sarkar? No risk at all. No risk. Whatever government promises you, government will give you interest. When a scheme matures, you will get the money which you are entitled to. And I personally feel, Mr. Sarkar, a normal middle class, I don't know whether Deepak Dada will agree with me or not, but I personally feel that a normal middle class, salary class person should invest 15 to 20% of their total investment in governmental scheme. There may not be extraordinary reward, but reasonable return is there with 100% risk-free investment. That is the beauty of this thing. But after that, all investment options have got risk. Now mind it. Except government, all investment options have got risk. But before that, I want to tell you one thing, Mr. Sarkar. I don't know whether you've seen horses race. Horses race is a game. Particularly, it is a game of rich people. But you might have seen it on television. But there is a golden rule of horses race game. What is that? Never put your all money on single horse. Why? Because suppose that horse doesn't win the race, you lose all the money. So the better way is put your money on 3-4 horses, more than one horses. Put your money on more than 2 or 3 horses. So if one horse doesn't win, and third or second or third or other horses win, at least you will get some return on your betting. So Mr. Sarkar, that same rule applies to your investment also. That is, please try to develop a basket of investment. Don't put your all money in one investment product. Because developing a basket of investment will give you a leverage of balancing your risk. So please try to develop a basket of investment, means putting your money into different investment products. Now the second product available is property or real estate. And Sarkar sir, I am not the expert in property and real estate. Deepak Dada might be an expert in this line. So next time Deepak Dada will take a session on property and real estate investment for your college and students. And third one is gold, where we can invest. And Aishwarya, when I start talking about the gold, my female participant have a distant smile on their faces. Arey Baba, gold, no problem at all. As much as gold, no problem. For gold, what is the problem? We should have maximum gold. Because historically, Aishwarya, gold has been a safety valve for the middle class, salary class person. Mr. Sarkar, you will agree with me. For centuries together. And normally we give gold to the when our daughter get married. Why? Aishwarya, have you ever thought of it? Why we give gold to our daughter when she get married? There is a deep-rooted thinking in it. Because we feel that by giving gold, we are giving a safety, developing a safety wall for the family of the daughter. In case some emergency happens, at least they can mortgage or sold that gold and come out of that problem. That is why we are giving in marriage to our daughters some gold or jewelry. But nowadays, Dr. Sarkar, things are changing. We should not normally people were going only for the physical gold jewelry only. But now because of technology, my dear participants, you can acquire gold in digital form as well. And Sarkar sir, presently a Government of India scheme is on. Government of India, no private scheme, is on. And Aishwarya, you please go and tell your mother and all senior faculty members, female members of your family, all female participants should tell them that scheme name is Sovereign Gold Bond Scheme. sovereign gold bond scheme. Please mind it. This is a very good scheme of the government of India. And Mr. Sarkar, there are two benefits of under this scheme. First is, Government of India has promised to give you 2.5% interest on your investment in this scheme. Guaranteed. Every half-yearly you will get 2.5% interest. Second benefit is, whatever appreciation in the prices of gold during the scheme. Suppose today you invest in the scheme and the gold price is 50,000 and the scheme is for 8 years. After 8 years, suppose the gold price become 80,000 per 10 gram. Then Government of India will also give you 30,000 difference to you. So two benefits are there in this scheme. First is 2.5% saving interest plus appreciation in the gold price. And the minimum investment you can make in this scheme is 10 gram gold. And maximum you can invest is 4 kg gold, price of the 4 kg gold. And the price of the gold is pre-decided by the government, but in particular tranche. And in this sovereign gold bond scheme, you can invest online and offline both. And if you are going for online investment, Mr. Sarkar, government, just to encourage digital investment, will give you additional 50 rupee discount on the gold price. So that is an additional benefit if you go for online. But if you are not able to go online, then go offline, go to any bank. Most of the banks are operating this scheme. So I feel sovereign gold bond is a very good scheme of Government of India. But here, no gold will be given to you, Mr. Sarkar. Only a certificate will be issued to you that Mr. Sarkar has this much of gold with the Government of India. At any time you can sell that gold after 3 years. But if you remain in the scheme for 8 years, Mr. Sarkar, your tax liability will be literally zero. So please get the details of this scheme through your Google and website, and think of investing into sovereign gold bonds. And I personally feel, Mr. Sarkar, that a normal middle class person should have 5%, 5 to 7% of their investment in gold. Around 5 to 7% invest. And last I am discussing investment product is security market share bazaar. And my dear participant, when I start talking about the share market, some chat box message may come in, because a good number of people feel that share market is nothing but a satta bajari. It is a speculation. How market goes up, how market goes down, people don't know. And we, on the advice of some other, if you have invested some money in that, then Sarkar sir, and you might have lost some money, then you are very clear that I will not invest any penny in share market. Because some people feel it is speculation. But my dear friends, I want to make it clear to all of you. Share bazaar is purely is a knowledge-based market. It is purely an knowledge-based product, Mr. Sarkar. And if you don't have knowledge, please don't invest into security market directly. This is my personal advice. Please don't invest into security market unless and until you have knowledge of the market. But one thing I want to tell all of you, my dear young participant like Mr. Sarkar, security market has given highest return during last 35 years, which no other product has given. Security market has given average 15% return, average, not regular, average 15% return during last 35 years, whereas the governmental schemes has given hardly 8 and 8.5%. Real estate has given 7.5% to 9%. Gold has given 6.5% to 7.5%. But security market has given. But I am not encouraging anybody to go for security market investment. Again, I am repeating it. If you don't have knowledge, please don't good. But there is an indirect way of investing into security market. There is a indirect way of investing into security market, and that is mutual fund. And Mr. Sarkar, at least young people like you are now keen to know about the mutual fund. What is mutual fund? So first you should understand, my dear participant, that mutual fund is nothing, Mr. Sarkar, but you are giving your money to the experts. You are not directly investing. Please understand it. You are giving your money to the mutual fund experts. They are technically called fund managers. Why you are giving? Because you don't have knowledge, because you don't have time. But you are giving your money to them with a clear understanding and proposition that please invest my money as per direction of the scheme, as per foreclosure scheme of the scheme, and earn maximum return for me and give it to me. So the proposition is very clear, Mr. Sarkar. It is not a social service. I am giving my money to the fund manager. Why? Because they are experts. I am not experts. They have knowledge of the market. I don't have knowledge of the market. They have experience in the market. I don't have experience in the market. They live in the market 24 hours. I don't have time to live in the market 24 hours because I have got my job to do. So I am giving my money for putting my money into the best investment products as per scheme and earn return for me and give a return. This is a basic fund of mutual fund. But there is a uniqueness in mutual fund, my dear participants. Mr. Sarkar, in mutual fund, for all categories of investors, different schemes are available. Suppose you are an aggressive investor, means you are in a position to take risk. Equity funds are there for you to invest. Suppose some other person, he doesn't have high risk like you, then he can invest in debt funds. That is other category. And suppose you want to make both the word happy, means you want to make return and at the same time you want to balance your return, that hybrid funds are available. So for all categories of investors, mutual fund schemes are available. Likewise, if you want to invest for one day, Mr. Sarkar, if you want to invest even for one night, that overnight funds are available. If you want to invest for 1 month or 2 months, liquid funds are available. If you want to invest for 3 months or 1 year, short-term, ultra short-term debt funds are available. If you want to invest for 5 years, 10 years, then other equity funds and other categories are. So for all categories of investors and for all duration of your time horizon, mutual fund schemes are available. And two basic things about the mutual fund you must understand. One is SIP, Systematic Investment Plan. And Mr. Sarkar, SIP is a magic for the middle class, salary class person. And SIP is nothing. Simply, it is just like a recurring account which you might have opened with bank or post office, where you are regularly depositing money. In SIP, you are regularly investing an amount in a scheme identified you. Minimum SIP you can start is 500 rupees and maximum there is no limit. And Mr. Sarkar, I know a lot of my friends like you who have started more than one SIP with the clear target. One SIP for going on vacation, one SIP for purchasing of a house, one SIP for purchasing a vehicle, one SIP for higher education of children, and other SIP for your retirement life. So you can have more than one SIP. You can start SIP for a very small amount, but then you can keep increasing SIP when your income increases. So that top-up facility in SIP is also available now. You can start with 1,000, then you can double it to 2,000 after 2 years, then 5,000 after 5 years. Likewise, you can start investing it. So SIP is a magic for the middle class, salary class person. I want to give you one example for how SIP work for our betterment. What I am sharing you, my dear friend, are facts. But Mr. Sarkar, I will not name the scheme of the which I am talking to, or which I will not name the mutual fund company or AMC which has started a scheme, but facts are there. Kindly mind it. So please concentrate on facts. I don't know where Deepak Dada has gone now. Deepak, suppose in 1995, Mr. Sarkar, a mutual fund company started an equity fund in 1995. And at that time, Deepak Dada was quite young. He is still very young today. But at that time, he was quite young. So he started investing 10,000 rupees per month in that scheme through SIP. Means every year he is investing 10,000 rupees per month, right from 1995 till April 2022. He has been investing 10,000 rupees per month. And this is very important thing I am telling you. During that period from 1995 to 2020, Mr. Sarkar, market might have gone up, market might have gone down a lot of times. Sometime it might have touched bottom, sometime it has peaked. Because going up and down is the basic character of the market. Market will always go up and down. But Deepak Dada was very consistent, very regular in investing 10,000 per month through SIP in that scheme. Can you imagine what the corpus Deepak Dada has today of that scheme? Can you imagine, Sarkar? Again, repeat, 1995 to 2020, every month, 10,000 rupees per month. That corpus has become, Mr. Sarkar, 9.57 crore. That is the magic of SIP. But 2-3 things I want to make it very clear here. Deepak Dada was very regular in making investment regular. Because typically what happens, Mr. Sarkar, when market goes up, people start investing in mutual fund or in security market. When market goes down, people get scary, they withdraw their money. Please never do this. You should be a long-term investor. And if you are a long-term investor, Mr. Sarkar, security market has rewarded you handsomely. So be consistent and regular in investment. Don't be swayed away by the movement of the market. So SIP is a must for middle class, salary class person, Mr. Sarkar, and you can have more than one SIP. Other unique feature of the mutual fund, Mr. Sarkar, is SWP. I just talked about the SIP. Now I'm talking about the SWP. SWP means systematic withdrawal plan. Is it opposite of SIP? In SWP, what typically happens, Mr. Sarkar, suppose when you get retired, but you had got a very good corpus, retirement corpus with mutual fund. Now you don't have any income. Suppose you don't have any pension. How you will survive? You will need around 20 lakhs or 2 lakhs or 1.5 lakhs per month. Yes, there is a mechanism in mutual fund through which you have to simply write to the mutual fund where you have corpus. That from next month onward, please keep transferring 1,05,000, whatever you want, from my corpus to my bank account on first. And they will religiously do it because ultimately it's your money. But the first benefit will be, Mr. Sarkar will have 1.5 lakhs in his bank account on first, just like a salary or pension. So you can enjoy your life as you were enjoying hitherto, without any tension. And secondly, your money, remaining money with them is continuing to get return or income on your investment. So down the line, after 10 years, suppose you want to increase from 1.5 lakhs to 2 lakhs, that is also possible. So SWP is a proposition for living your retirement life. But for that, Mr. Johnny, you have to accumulate huge retirement corpus. That is a precondition. Last 2-3 things I want to tell all of you, Mr. Sarkar. In Bengal particularly, there is a meanness and you might have heard, that is Sharda, lot of big names you have heard, Ponzi scheme, chit fund, committees. Lot of people have lost crores of rupees. And as a broad survey, 10 lakhs crores of rupees have been lost in such bogus schemes. And Bengal has been at the forefront in investing in such bogus schemes. You know better than me. So I want to request all of you, Mr. Sarkar, you are all educated, and Mr. Johnny, I know you will not be investing in those bogus schemes. I know it very well because you are educated. But Mr. Sarkar, who typically invests in those schemes, not you, but your maid servant, your driver, your peon, your clerk, your milk vendor, like those people who are not so educated or not so informed about the investments. They normally invest with that only on the strength of some temptation that they will get good return. So, Mr. Sarkar, please start a campaign in your area with the help of your students and reach those people as much as you can and advise them, make people aware that they should never invest their hard-earned money in those bogus schemes. If they don't have any idea, they should simply put their money in bank and post offices. At least their money will be safe. So, Mr. Sarkar, this is your social responsibility. Please take it forward. And last thing I want to tell all the participants, I don't know whether Deepak Dada is here or not, but on behalf of Deepak Dada, I want to tell all of you, prosperity is my right. Mr. Sarkar, I am talking to each and every individual participant. You should speak loudly. Prosperity is my right. I might have born into a poor family. That is a sheer incident, Mr. Sarkar. I might have born into a poor family. That is not a curse at all. But living as poor and die as a poor is a curse, which we all can avoid altogether by making ourselves aware about the importance of saving and investment in our life. And I pray Almighty that you will be aware about your saving and investment in future, and you all will be prosper. This is my best wishes to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your such a nice deliberation. Now it is my task to offer vote of thanks. So before giving the vote of thanks, I should say something. That is, an investor must always be alive to the present situation, and selection of any investment plan should be made after careful consideration, and the offered documents should be read carefully before investing. And in the table, I have made some synopsis from your speaking, sir. That is some category: return, safety, volatility, and liquidity. First one is equity, corporate equity. Its return is high, safety low, volatility high, and liquidity high. And in case of debentures, return moderate, safety moderate, volatility moderate, liquidity low. In case of bonds, return moderate, safety high, volatility moderate, and liquidity moderate. In case of gold, return moderate, safety high, volatility moderate, liquidity moderate. And in case of real estate, return high, safety moderate, volatility high, and liquidity low. In case of bank deposit, return low, safety high, volatility low, and liquidity high. And lastly, most important thing is that in case of mutual fund, return is high, safety high, volatility moderate, and liquidity high. Am I correct, sir?
Yeah, absolutely right. You have got a very good analysis.
Thank you, sir. And respected principal, sir, IQC coordinator, ma'am, HOD, sir, eminent speaker, other dignitaries, all the participants, my dear colleagues, members of AMFI, and each and everyone present here virtually. At first, a very good evening to all of you. It's my pleasure to offer vote of thanks on the webinar on effect management of personal finance and wealth creation, organized jointly by Department of Commerce and IQC Uluberia College in collaboration with Association of Mutual Funds of India, shortly AMFI. Firstly, I would like to express our sincere thanks to our Honorable Principal Sir Dr. Devasis Pal for giving permission and every support to organize this webinar. Secondly, I would like to thank our respected IQAC coordinator ma'am, Dr. Aditi Bhattacharya, for being with us in the webinar. I would also like to offer thanks to our HOD sir, Professor Deepak Kumar Nath, for giving all the supports and encouragement to organize this great event. It is my pleasure to offer our sincere thanks to the eminent speaker, Mr. Surjakant Sharma sir, for giving his consent to be with us and for giving such a nice delivery in a very lucid language. Thank you, sir. The most important part is the participants, who are the main pillar to ensure the every success of this type of event. On behalf of Department of Commerce and IQAC Uluberia College and AMFI, I would like to offer a lot of thanks to all the participants for being with us and for their patient listening. This kind of event could never be successful without your cooperation. Last but not the least, every member of the AMFI, especially Mr. Sabzar Ahmad sir and my other departmental colleagues, I express a lot of thanks to all of you for your entire cooperation and support. Thank you to all of you. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Sarkar, on my behalf and on behalf of Amfi, I am also thankful to all of you for giving the opportunity to be with you. If my session had been in a position to motivate you with regard to saving and investment decision, I think the purpose has been served. I am thankful to your honorable principal, all your core team members of your organization, and special thank, of course, to Sabjar Ahmed and all the participants. Mr. Sabjar, thank you very much for your efforts, and particularly to all.
Thank you, sir.
And lastly, again, I will repeat, prosperity is your right.
Yes, sir.
And we prosper, and we can be prosper provided we are regular and consistent in saving and investment. Thank you very much. God bless
Thank
you.
you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you to all. So I am going to call up the day.
Thank you.